I'm Muffie Michaelson. I live in the Druid Hills section of Atlanta with my husband, my dog Riley, and we have 2 grown daughters. My husband and I are pretty active. We do a lot of walking around Atlanta on the Beltline. We go hiking. Every year we go to a ranch and ride horseback. We ski every year. We do a lot of travel where we walk. We do a lot of city visits and museum visits. I'm on my feet a lot. I have a background in business communications and I do fundraising for nonprofits. One day I was preparing to chop some vegetables. So I sharpened my big chef's knife and I had to move something on the counter. I didn't even realize it. I bumped the cutting board and the knife fell off. I looked down at my foot because I'd felt this strange boing as if a rubber band had snapped. And there was this small 1-inch cut on my foot and the knife was lying on the floor. I thought this was a minor cut, but over that night and the next day, I just couldn't walk properly. There was something wrong and I couldn't quite put my finger on it. So after 2 days when my foot wasn't getting better, even with the icing and taking care of it, my husband, who's a physician, said he wanted me treated by the podiatrists who write the textbooks in foot care. And so he wanted me treated by the podiatrist at DeKalb Medical.
I'm Dr. Alan Banks. I'm one of the podiatry staff members at DeKalb Medical. When I first saw Ms. Michaelson, she presented with a laceration. As we began to check tendon function, we began to notice that she had a lack of ability to pull the big toe up and some weakness as it related to her ankle as well.
And he said I had severed the tendon to my big toe, and that was the boing.
Once we saw that the tendon had been lacerated, we knew that we had to sew this back together so that she could still function normally. The process of repairing the tendons involves making an incision, identifying the 2 ends of the tendon, pulling them together, holding them in position, and then suturing them back in the place where they started. We saw Ms. Michaelson in the first week after her surgery, and we removed her cast and evaluated everything. She was healing beautifully, and then we placed her in a new cast.
In that follow-up appointment, they explained that I was part of the medical team and my compliance with their suggestions for my recovery was a really important part if I wanted the best result.
And Ms. Michaelson was certainly motivated and very cooperative, and that enabled us to give her the best possible outcome.
I went to physical therapy, I think maybe twice a week, and did exercises there, and then had a regimen to follow at home. What's amazing is that after cutting the tendon to my big toe, I'm perfect. The foot works perfectly. I can dig holes with shovels in my garden. I hike, I walk.
We had a great outcome with Ms. Michaelson. She healed uneventfully, she healed quickly, and she was able to return to her regular, normal exercise activities very quickly.
You would never know that I'd had that serious an injury. I had other treatment options for my foot injury in the Atlanta area, but I chose to go to podiatrists, and specifically the podiatry program at DeKalb Medical, because they are so well trained and so expert in foot surgery, and I wanted the very best care.
One of the things that I always tell my patients is that nobody is happier than I am when everything goes well, except maybe the patient.
If someone has a foot problem, I say, just go to the best, go get it fixed. They fixed my foot. It was a miraculous recovery from my perspective, and you really want to get the best care for your feet. They carry you everywhere in life.